Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we're going to be looking at another unbelievable created DLC trailer that is Grand Theft Auto Online Enterprises of the Empire Criminal Minds. So this is once again created by XXII, and this is absolutely incredible. Now, before we jump into this, I want you guys to look at this sentence that Rockstar wrote on the Newswire. It was what they did a couple weeks ago, talking about what DLC is going to be coming out next. They said, plus, look out for more to come to GTA Online later this year, including new weaponized vehicles, inventory updates at Legendary Motorsport, new properties coming on the market via Maze Bank foreclosures, and more. So now that you know that, I want you to keep that in mind as you watch and as you take a look at this trailer today, because this could very well be a perfect example of what we're going to be seeing later in the year as far as another update for online goes. So before we dive into it, because we have screenshots, we have some breaking down to do, let's first take a look at the trailer right now. It's absolutely incredible.
I shouldn't need to say, but this information is priceless. These guys will do anything to keep hold of it. Oh boy, now they've got air support.
All right, so how awesome was that? It tackled a whole lot of the things that Rockstar talked about on their Newswire post. New properties, supercars, weaponized vehicles. We saw a lot of that. It almost seems as if this is going to be sort of a gun running part 2. And I don't necessarily love that theme, but I think the trailer we just saw was way different enough to make it look pretty cool. So let's run down the trailer and see what they talk about. So it's operate multiple businesses in conquered properties. Now, I think that's pretty cool. If we were able to take over businesses that already exist in GTA 5. I've given examples as far as the nightclubs go and some of the other stores, but it would be cool, just like if we were able to emulate our single player characters, take over businesses and then own them, and then be encouraged to manage them as best as we could in order to make maximum property. That would be really awesome. So I think that would be incredibly cool. They follow up with saying, select the number of guards to put in your own businesses. So that could be pretty cool as well. Let's say you own multiple businesses, or let's say you only own one. Well, you want to super stack it with the security so it doesn't get invaded by other players. That is something that's pretty awesome too. And then the trailer says, decrease the competition and buy leftover land to build your own business. Now, that would actually be pretty cool as well if Rockstar gave us our own opportunities to, instead of, backpacking off of one of the existing businesses in the game, build up one of our own. And we could select, a different category like cars or weapons or vehicles or anything like that. I think that would be incredibly cool. Now, we also get a look at, as I mentioned, some of the amazing weaponized vehicles that we see ultimately throughout this trailer, whether it's more of a weaponized dune buggy, or whether it's, a tank that has extra armor on it, or a dune that has, carrying capacity for things in the back. We even see an underwater version of what looks to be a supercar. Very similar to what the Ocelot Ardent almost should have been, in my opinion. We also see Agent 14 leading us on this as well, which is kind of why I'm giving the vibe of this could be a gun running part 2, or at least has that feel, since he was the one who led us through all of our original gun running activities. So that right there is pretty awesome. The trailer then follows up by stating, receive a larger receipt that allows you to easily buy or upgrade your empire, or use that money for your leisure. So again, this would coincide with what Rockstar said, that this is going to be a new business venture with new properties in online. And I'm hoping this is a good money-making opportunity because the gun running stuff wasn't all that amazing. The Smuggler's Run, we know, was not great in terms of money-making. So it'd be great if you know, Rockstar gave us a pretty great money-making opportunity. They go on to say high-class business. So I'm not exactly too sure what high-class business is supposed to mean, but you can see our 3 characters here walking in some sort of upgraded garage facility underground. And this next sentence doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but it says non-military customizable on Pegasus Mobile Personal Center. So I'm not exactly sure what that's supposed to mean, but you can clearly see the amount of vehicles we have in here and some of the weaponized ones like that truck with that SAM turret on the back. That looks pretty awesome as well. Again, we get another awesome look at maybe some of the vehicles and weapons that we're ultimately going to be getting throughout this update, which look to be pretty cool. The next line of text says, send members of the organization to try and take on a rival business. Now, that would be pretty cool as well. That's a concept that Rockstar has never really implemented, player versus player businesses. So the way the businesses work is you're really only competing against the NPCs trying to stop you, except on the sourcing and selling stuff. What would be interesting is if you could have an actual impact on other players' businesses, like you could take business from them, or you could maybe team up and work together, building a more cooperative style operation that you would really need to run with. So that, in my opinion, could be incredibly cool, and I would have loved to seen, obviously, Rockstar dive into that direction. We get our first look at some weaponized boats, which actually looks incredibly cool. You guys know the Navy or Sea update is really rumored as far as what we could be seeing next in online, given all the hints and the clues. We also see some version of the Sea Sparrow, which is pretty awesome. So that vehicle would be making a return from Vice City and San Andreas. It's basically the Dodo seaplane of helicopters, but instead of a plane, it's basically on a buzzard, which is pretty awesome. Defend your waypoints and manage your finances. That's pretty obvious. Looks like we've got a monster truck built with kind of a turret on the back, which is pretty awesome too. Again, we get a lot of the amazing looks at some of these weaponized vehicles, which is really cool. And then it says it's coming out on November 26th, which obviously doesn't look like that's going to be the case. This trailer was created a long time ago before we even got this information on the newswire about the fact that, you know, the next update is going to have weaponized vehicles, new properties, and stuff like that. So that right there is the trailer, and in my opinion, that looks incredibly cool. It kind of has a gun running part 2 vibe, but in my opinion, it's more than just, you know, hide out in your bunker, go get supplies, wait for the time to expire, and then sell. I want something a little bit more dynamic that does require us to take care of our business, that does require to worry about other players and try and outcompete them. And I want some weaponized vehicles that are a little bit more exciting than what we got. No offense, but the weaponized Tampa at the end of the day is just a Tampa with a minigun on top. And the Dune FAV is just a dune buggy with some armor and a weapon attached to it. Nothing all that spectacular there, so I'd love to see some better additions as far as the vehicles go. Now, XXII has also created some artwork for this update as well, which does look pretty cool. Right here is kind of like the main set of artwork. You can see some of the weaponized vehicles, including that like Sea Sparrow I was talking about, and that boat that actually is pretty cool. The Pegasus Mobile Personal Center that he was talking about apparently has an official logo too, as this is what he's created for it right there. And then we get some screenshots as well. You can see this is one of our characters jumping near the Ron Alternate's wind farm on the bike. We can see one of the new weaponized vehicles that looks to be carrying either weapons or explosives. That's definitely pretty interesting. It would also be cool if you could shoot the back and it would like completely blow up. That would be interesting. And then, of course, there is the official logo right there. Grand Theft Auto Online, Enterprises of the Empire Criminal Minds. So that right there is the trailer and the concept. And I personally think this is really cool. If the update we get in December is anything like this, I think it would be pretty exciting, especially if it had the business managing aspect and a lot of those cool vehicles that we saw. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments section down below. Let me know what you think of this trailer. Does this sort of thing interest you? Hopefully it does, because that looks to be the direction Rockstar is going to be going for the next DLC, as they clearly mention new properties, weaponized vehicles, and more. But like I said, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments section down below. Let me know if you enjoyed this DLC trailer. If you did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.